You're listening to Tehachapi with Key Budge, Corey Costello, and Greg Garrett.
It is Tehachapi time again. Key Budge, Greg Garrett, Corey Costello. We're all together today. And this is another special show that we're doing, guys. How are you?
Good.
Doing good. And so Ashley sends her regrets. You know, Corey's joining today, and Ashley wanted too bad, but she sent Corey in her stead.
So Corey is sitting in for Ashley.
According to Ashley.
Let me tell you this. In my long, illustrious broadcast career, Ashley's not the first hack broadcaster to try to replace me, and she will not be the last.
I don't know. She's got a fan club now, though. I heard she's signing out 8x10 glossies, that kind of stuff.
It's a tough room.
You got to watch your back in this business, let me tell you.
Well, today we're going to talk about Memorial Day. We're going to talk about our veterans. We brought back two guests we've had the pleasure of having on the show before. Kevin Davey, Dean Peterson. Guys, welcome back to Tehachapi.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're U.S. veterans, so that's, first of all, thank you for your service.
Thank you.
We're going to talk about Memorial Day, and you guys are leading our American Legion Post 221 right here in Tehachapi. You guys are doing great things. Memorial Day is obviously probably one of the most important days of the year, should be for all of us, but particularly for you.
Absolutely. I think it's something that's near and dear to our heart because for those of us that served, it's a constant reminder that that could have been us, that somebody took our place. And so we just want to give it the significance that it's due.
We would not be here today, freedom of speech, because of our vets.
Yeah.
It's really important, and I know I've had the luxury this year of participating with organization of the events that are going to take place. I think one of my big takeaways, and just in organizational meetings, is that this is about the memories. This is about honoring those veterans that paid the ultimate sacrifice. And there's a time for Veterans Day. We have Independence Day, but this is about those that paid that ultimate sacrifice.
Yes. And that's one of the things that we try and do is that we try and differentiate, because a lot of times I'll have people try and identify and they want to honor veterans on this day. And I try and tell them there's a day for that. There's actually days for veteran spouses. There's days for, families. There's all these other days. And this day is specifically for those who are fallen. We want to try and keep it solely for that purpose and not dilute it in any way. Mm-hmm. In addition, that every year that we try and look at this and plan things that are educating the general public about the traditions and the history with doing this. I'd gotten asked recently, and they said, well, why do we do a parade, Memorial Day, but we don't do one on Veterans Day? The answer to that is that Memorial Day was founded, I don't know if you know any of the history of it, but it was founded in the South following the Civil War, where there were several Union soldiers that had died, and they basically left their remains at a racetrack in the South, in South Carolina. There were a group of slaves that grouped together to properly bury all the people, but then they proceeded to have a parade around trying to give significance to their loss. That's how it started. So that's how it started after the Civil War, and that's why it's carried on to today. And of course, we try and stay as much as we can to those traditions as opposed to, having balloons and clowns or anything else. We try and keep it dignified and give it the significance that it's due.
There's certainly some it's kind of not, it's a solemn day to a point, and I've had to have conversations with people when they want to say like, hey, they want to put, whether it's a post on social media, Happy Memorial Day. You're like, no. It's not a happy holiday.
Correct.
This isn't one of those days, it's not Labor Day, and so I think people just get caught up in that, like, oh, it's a holiday. I'm going to do my thing like I want any holiday and have an extra long weekend.
It's a 3-day weekend. People go to the lake.
Right.
But we have to remember what it's about.
And why you have that 3-day weekend.
Exactly.
Yeah. Wow. Absolutely. And I've got a lot of people that come up to me every year, and they're grateful that we take the time out to make sure that their loved ones, family member, their names are read, and we ring the bell, and it has significance there, and we try and remember all of our local people that we've lost and try and, recognize them at this special time of the year.
Tehachapi is a very patriotic town, that's for sure. And I'm just looking at this sheet that was provided. The American Civil War lost 620,000 people. World War II, 405,000. World War I, 116. I'm going to keep reading this. I think it's very important.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Vietnam, 58,000. I'm rounding these numbers up or down, of course. Korean War, 36,000. Revolutionary War, 25,000. War of 1812, 20,000. Mexican-American War, 13,000. War on Terror, up to present, 7,000. Spanish-American War, 2,500. Gulf War, 258. and on and on and on. And these men and women gave their life for our freedoms.
Yes.
One of the super important things to remember too is we've had a draft for a long time. That went away after Vietnam. So all of these people that are now, the war on terror and everything up between now and then, they volunteered. They put their hand up. And so it's for all of our veterans before the World War II and Vietnam and everybody before, it's very significant. Like not to diminish their sacrifice at all. But now that people have the option of joining or not joining, and you still know that you're writing that blank check.
It seems like every year, the last couple of years, I know, Dean, you've sort of spearheaded the efforts for the Memorial Day Parade. What kind of got you involved in that, and what's sort of the goal every year? I know last year kind of came together just out of the heavens at the last moment. What do you guys kind of aim to do with this parade, and then what do you do to try to make it a little better, a little different each year?
Last year, it was kind of multiple significances. It was the end of the COVID lockdown. And so it was the first big push for Tehachapi, the community, to get together. Again, not to diminish the sacrifices of people, but it was the first time that we could get together. So we wanted to do something significant. A lot of people were a little hesitant to join just because, well, hey, are we going to go back into lockdown? It was to get people together. If we could do it to honor those who sacrificed. Double significance. Great. It pulled off. And Greg, you were saying this is an amazing community. I love Tehachapi, love the people, and they are super supportive. And so this year we've just tried to do it. We started planning before so we could get more people in the parade, and we can get the ceremony lined up longer, further ahead, and really get the word out that yes, we are still a community that cares.
Mm-hmm. We are still a community that cares, and I think about the different elements of. If you're not related to a veteran or currently serving, I don't think a lot of people understand what it takes to be in the military and that dedication, not just that man and woman, but the entire family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a whole heart giving. It's giving their life in some cases, right? It's just a whole different mentality, the approach. And I think people need to pause and thank people, thank veterans. I think the Memorial Day Parade is a perfect time. It's just 2 hours out of your entire year.
Right.
Come by and pay respect.
Right. Previously, one of our speakers has been through the Four Seasons Blue Star Moms. Jenny Settlemeyer has spoken for us, and she's left a lot of people in tears. But she spoke about her personal experiences of having a son that was gone and serving, not knowing if he was going to be coming home. And subsequently, they've started this organization here in Tehachapi, which is supportive of those people who have family members serving. Some people who've never had any experience with the military before, and now they have this as a resource to be able to go to. Every year we read the significance of the 13 folds of the flag, the American flag. On there it mentions the family members of giving up a son or a daughter to be able to go and serve for this country. So
I did not know that until a couple years ago. Honestly, I'll raise my hand and say I learned something. The time you did that at Central Park at the gazebo and you talked about the 13 folds, I went home and said, "You're not going to believe this." I was shocked but not surprised.
And we continue to try and do that, to try and find things that are little known, the traditions, the history, and try and educate the people around here, because I want somebody to go from Tehachapi and educate somebody else. I want them to be aware of why we're doing the things we are. And so every year we try and add something new or something different to try and educate the general public. And it's eye-opening when you find out the tradition behind it and the significance and the meaning.
For sure. I went to Walmart last night and bought a new flag. Actually, I fly an American flag in my front yard, and I was so excited because it was an American flag made in the USA.
Yeah.
I was just like, okay, I'm going to buy two.
And next time you do, just so you know, is that the American Legion sells well-made, made in the USA flags at a discounted price, and they've been battle-tested up here through the winds.
Nice.
So they put them through the whole gamut of what we experience, and they last a long time. And so we do that as a fundraiser, and we're happy to do that. So if anybody needs a flag and you're looking for a good quality flag, let us know.
Well, learn something again.
That's we've got
place an order right here.
I say yeah.
I'll update. Yep.
Okay.
Well, we have flags all over town, and they tend to sometimes after the beating they take, they'll get frayed. The second they get frayed, we'll replace them, or they get snagged on trees. And we had ones that would kind of regularly get snagged on the trees outside of this building, and it got snagged one day. And so I think Greg made the call. Next thing I know, one of the public works guys is out there with a saw, and he's just cutting the branches. And I said, "About tired of replacing that flag?" He goes, "I'm tired of that thing getting stuck." So he goes, "I'm taking care of it."
Yeah.
But we're proud as the city of Tehachapi. We have the Adopt a Flag program, and we put flags up and down, F Street, Mill Street.
Coming here pretty quickly, they'll be up.
Couple weeks, the week before Memorial Day, and we do that on purpose. And we have the Adopt a Flag, so you can come to City Hall and do that. But next year, we've already bought the flags for this year. But next year, maybe we buy them from you. Wouldn't that be appropriate?
Yeah, absolutely. This is one of our pillars is that we promote Americanism, and especially within our community. This whole thing started of us selling flags because we would drive around town and notice that there are flagpoles without a flag. Mm-hmm. And we thought, why? So I encourage you, if you find somebody with a flagpole that's empty, ask them why and encourage them to try and get one, whether they get one from us or they get one from someone else. I mentioned this the last time that we're on here is that now more than ever, we need to come together as a country. And I think within the community, that's something that we can focus on.
One of my pet peeves is because, I was I was a Cub Scout. Proper flag etiquette. And so that's one of my pet peeves, right? The flag is tattered. It's not raised appropriately. It's not lit at night when it's displayed. Those sorts of things. Like, nothing bothers me more, and I don't think people do it on purpose. It's just they just put the flag up and walk away.
Right, and
but
they don't know.
They don't understand the proper etiquette you're supposed to actually display.
We actually subscribe to a service where we get an email if there is an event or, it has to come down to a certain level or different things. Because we want to be appropriate. We don't want to miss that moment.
Correct.
We even had somebody bring it up at a council meeting. They said, hey, because we were moving back and forth, we moved back to our PD, the community room, and someone pointed out, you got the American flag on the right side. It should be the audience. It should be stage left, stage right to the presenter.
And we all felt pretty stupid. Like, oh,
you're right. Let's switch it. And we corrected it.
That's what we do. We help one another out, and we try and promote this and get it corrected. And I'm certain that those people that had it brought to their attention will not forget. That's something you'll remember.
Well, the Memorial Day Parade, it's coming up here soon, Monday, May 30 at 10 a.m.
Correct.
Yes. Actually, if you want to join in the parade, we're meeting at 8 o'clock, between 8 and 9.
Now, do you have to sign up early, or can you just join the procession?
I would prefer to you to sign up early, but if you want to show
But you're not going to turn anyone away.
I will not turn anybody away. The only thing we ask is flags, but no politics. So, thin red line, thin blue line. Love the police, love the fire department, but today isn't about them. Mm-hmm. Leave your Trump flags, your Biden flags, leave those at home. Mm-hmm. This is American flag, POW flag, service flags.
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely. You can show up between 8 and 9 and join the parade.
And the parade starts at 10. The old Kmart building going east on F Street.
Yes, correct.
And then ending up at Central Park.
Yeah, and it's the road basically behind Kmart. Mm-hmm. We've been using that to kind of stage and put everybody in order of where they need to go. There's more room there.
Yeah, so right on the street, right on, I think it's actually East Street. The parade will be along F Street, and this year we're going to actually take it up Davis and actually go up to the park.
There you go, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then end at Philip Morris Central Park.
What is the ceremony at Central Park following the parade? What can folks expect at Central Park?
We typically, we're going to do the national anthem. We're going to stand and pay honor to the flag. There'll be a reading of the names of local people that have subsequently passed on, and there's the ringing of the bell. The flag will be brought in. We're going to do the flag folding. We'll do the reading of the flag folding as we do every year. I don't think, and actually this year I have somebody who's going to sing the words to taps for me. So that's a new change, and we try and add something new and try and give something somebody have not seen before. It's a short ceremony and
short and simple.
Correct.
Which is very appropriate, I believe. But you said sing the words to taps.
Taps.
I don't think most people know that there are words to taps.
No. And Dean told me that he knows them. I don't know if he'll sing them here for us, but
you don't want me to sing them.
We'll wait for the parade.
He was probably
I'll write him down.
He was probably bragging that in the Air Force they taught him that, and he's
That's a boot camp thing. Yeah,
the very basics.
I think singing is an Air Force skill.
I wouldn't say a skill.
So if you're a veteran and you want to participate, there's going to be veterans that are walking. And I know that Mayor Smith is going to be a part of that he wanted to walk with veterans in the parade. You don't have to have a parade float. You don't have to have a parade entry. You can, if you're a military veteran, you can join and walk along with your brothers and sisters.
Correct.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of confusion about that, is that, they consider this a veteran event and it's only for veterans. And that's the farthest thing from the truth, is that, veterans have families. This is one of the reasons that we've tried to incorporate the families into Veterans Day with the obstacle course and family fun activities, because I'm a veteran. I'd want my family there. So we try and incorporate as much as we can. We want the community there. Veterans wouldn't be here if their families didn't support them. So we're grateful for the support that we get from everybody within the community. And this is an event for everybody. And I think there can't be somebody who doesn't have some relation to this, whether it's an aunt, an uncle, cousin, somebody that they know that served. And this is a way for them to honor them, whether they're here or whether they're not,
It seems like you guys have done a lot of that at the Legion, really focusing on the family atmosphere. It's not just a place for, veterans to hang out. It seems like you guys have done a lot to really incorporate, whether it's the auxiliary, or your other groups that kind of meet under the Legion banner. But you've done a lot of work to really make it a family type atmosphere there, haven't you?
Yeah, absolutely. There's one of our members, one of our auxiliary members that's been here for a long time, Pat Gracie, who writes. And so Pat had shared with me some time ago about how she remembers that as a little girl coming to dances and dinners at the Legion Hall. It was inspiring for me that I said, well, why don't we do stuff like that anymore? And there really isn't an answer. So we're trying to incorporate that more in. And so I want people to come with their families and with their kids, and not have some outdated notion that it's a smoky room of a bunch of old veterans telling war stories. That's just not what we're about. So.
I think now is a good time. Let's clarify the difference between the American Legion facility on F Street, which is right behind City Hall,
yes,
versus the VFW on Tehachapi Boulevard. We're not talking about the VFW bar on the boulevard, adjacent to Conan's. We're talking about the American Legion facility on F Street.
Correct. The American Legion is one of the oldest military organizations in the United States. It was founded more than 100 years ago, and its sole purpose was to be there to support veterans and do rehabilitation. This post itself is more than 100 years old here in Tehachapi. This is the first time this year we own our own building. In 100 years that we've been here, we always owned our own building. It got knocked down in 1954 from an earthquake. The county was kind enough to build us a building and allow us to use it all these years. Fortunately, we were able to come to an agreement with them this year that the building is back in the hands of the American Legion. So we own the building, and all that entails, we're trying to bring it back up to speed. We're trying to clean it up and make it a home for the community and veterans alike. And hopefully it's going to be here for another 100. That's my goal.
So I'm super happy that you guys now own and maintain the American Legion building on F Street. It was acquired through the county of Kern. They were experiencing some budget issues. It was managed under their Park and Recreation District. And thank goodness now you are maintaining it and improving it. But let's talk about some of the services that are coming out of that building with your volunteers.
Absolutely. We're trying to, because typically we would only open the building up for when we had meetings or some special events. We continue to do bingo the first Friday of the month for those that are interested, and that's one of our main fundraisers. But taking on the expense of the building in a state of disrepair is that we are a nonprofit. So we've been reaching out to try and apply for grants and different things that can help us improve the building where we're at. And we've been successful so far with several of the companies here. Airstreams has been very supportive. Vestas has been very supportive. Equine Empowered Therapy, EET, which is an organization I'll talk about in a little bit, they've been very supportive with financial donations to help us redo the building.
Awesome, good stuff. So you have, I see a motorhome out here every once in a while, veteran services, different things happening.
Yeah, actually that's from the Veterans Administration that they come up and they do counseling once a month, and they were bringing the motorhome. down, but as you know, it takes up a lot of space on the street. So with us having control of the building now, we've welcomed them to use the inside of the building for whenever they like, and they're going to be coming up. The next time will be May 12th that they'll be here, and if you can contact the Bakersfield Vet Center, and if you need counseling, you can let them know, and they can put you on their calendar to be able to receive counseling. So we're also going to be holding a mental health fair day with a variety of things, both for veterans and civilians alike, and different community resources that are going to be here available. Tentatively, that's going to be hosted by Healing Hands, Ashley Arredondo, who has space in our building. Tentatively, that date is going to be May 26th from 4 to 7 p.m. And so if you happen to need help yourself with something, or if you have a family member, civilian or military, that's looking for some help, there's going to be a variety of people there and resources that are available. So you can be able to just come down and get information about that. And like I said, just as an example of one of the people that's going to be there is Equine Empowered Therapy. It runs a program that's in Caliente. It's owned by a veteran. It was founded on the premise of rescuing wild Mustangs. They bring veterans over with PTSD and give them exposure to how to handle a wild Mustang. As I learned, I went through the program, is that you have to be completely present to be able to deal with a wild Mustang, and the Mustang demands your attention, and you have to be right there, and so you're not able to think about anything else. It was definitely experience, and he continues to provide this support for veterans at no cost. And actually even added, he has paid internships that they have over there for people that think they might like to go into horse handling.
So we've talked about a couple things. I know there's quite a few more. Do you have office hours so that if somebody wanted to drop by, maybe they want to make a donation, maybe they want more information? Do you have office hours at this point? You plan on opening up certain amount of time during the week?
Yeah, currently, we have a mail slot, but we don't have regular office hours. We usually conduct our meetings or anytime we have an event going on that somebody's there. I'm hoping at some time in the future, if we have people that are willing to volunteer, that we can have the office open. In the meanwhile, I'm trying to hold these different functions, hoping that it'll give us the exposure to people, because there's no better way for people to know that the building's here and that we're here to help than for them to come down, and that's what I want to kind of do. And so I want to make sure everybody knows that we're there. And yeah, hopefully at one point we will be able to do that. We had discussions about opening up for coffee maybe once a week and having people just stop in and kind of talk to them and explain some of the programs. But right now we don't have regular hours. This is all on a volunteer basis, so it's, some of us are still doing this while we're working full time.
Right.
Yeah.
So you guys got the bingo first Friday of every month, right?
Correct. Yep.
And that is a fundraiser. Public can attend. How does that work?
Yeah, open to the public. Usually people get here, I think, usually at about 4 o'clock. The bingo kicks off at 6. We give out some pretty good prizes. There's food that they're available, and we have a lot of regular people. We get a pretty good turnout. We haven't really had to promote it too much because we have so many people that show up, but it's definitely a good environment to be able to come and just hang out. You have to be 18 years or older because of the gambling restrictions. Yeah. Hopefully, we used to do this on a regular basis, but after we were shut down for a while with COVID, we just started going slowly. So that's why we're doing it the first Friday of the month. And hopefully we're going to be adding more dates. There's also quarter auctions on a pretty consistent basis that the Ladies Auxiliary do over there. And so I'm trying to think what other events.
I think you mentioned you had a dinner coming up soon, right?
Yeah. Actually, the dinner that's going to be going on is in conjunction with Four Seasons Blue Star Mothers, and it's going to be for June 4th. Doors open at 4. The dinner is $30, which I'm not sure what it includes, but they're going to have raffle prizes there. They're going to have guest speakers. They'll have a band, and so we're working together with them to make the building available for them, and this is their fundraiser. From what I understand, they're going to be using the monies that they gain to send care packages to soldiers that are abroad actively serving.
Nice. Right on.
So that's cool.
Yeah. Now, with the bingo on the first Friday, that ties in with First Friday events downtown. So if you're coming down down here, if you're going to TVAA, the Gallery and Gifts, first Friday, it's walking distance to come on over here and enjoy bingo too. So, I mean, you've got a whole downtown corridor the first Friday of every month.
Right.
Here on F Street and on Green Street, there's a connection there to be made.
Sure is.
Yeah.
Match made in heaven.
Yeah.
Or match made in Tehachapi, one of the two.
Right.
Yeah. That's
Same
right.
thing.
Same
Same
thing.
thing.
Same thing. Yeah.
I want to go back and just mention, because TVRPD is one of the sponsors. There, are there other groups, organizations that are assisting, putting together the parade and the ceremony? I know TVRPD, when I go over, they've been hosting the meetings and they're making sure the park is going to be ready.
They're fantastic. They are our biggest cheerleader and so on. So besides the RPD, there's also the 5150s. There's the Blue Star Moms. There's all of the family, the Legion family, through the auxiliary, the riders, the Legion itself, and then the Sons of the American Legion. We usually have like the Boy Scouts and the Cub Scouts, and Bear Valley Veterans Association helps out. A lot of different community organizations are there.
Big cross section.
And
Yeah.
the cadets.
Yeah, so we have, this year we're going to have the Coast Guard cadets represented. Usually the Civil Air Patrol, like I said, the Boy Scouts, the Cub Scouts, a lot of people actually help.
Civil Air
some
Patrol.
way. Civil Air Patrol.
So
Yeah.
I was trying to think, Civil Air Patrol will usually be there. And, there's a lot of these organizations that are within town. I want to mention that the American Legion is for veterans that served. Typically, the American Legion Auxiliary was historically spouses or family members, usually female, that wanted to join, and so they have that division. Then we have a division that is the Sons of the American Legion, which is actually male descendants of a veteran. And so a lot of people are dual members, but we have them ranging in age all the way down to, I think, 6 or 7 years old, all the way up to adults. And they provide a variety of services throughout the community. Is that they've given a lot of hours going over and doing cleanup for older veterans that weren't able to do that anymore. We make sure that they're educated and well-versed in flag etiquette, so that I tell you what, if you have to have a 6-year-old tell you about flag etiquette, then, and it happens, these kids know it. We've raised them like that they know the correct way to fold a flag, how to present it, and all the above. But they just give their heart. They go out and do this for veterans within the community and everything, and I think that people are really grateful. There's a variety of ways to get involved and to serve, and so we're always welcoming to anybody that would like to actually join or be a part of, because we can always use the help. And I think that we have a lot of fun. We promote Americanism throughout the community. So.
And I just saw a recent post on your Facebook that there was a veteran that needed some help. You guys went out and took care of his yard. There was a big group that went and took care of it. And those are the things that you're talking about. But here's something you just did.
Yeah, and it is. It's and they see the benefit in that, is that you have somebody come up that and in this instance, this gentleman's wife had gotten sick and passed away pretty quickly, probably within just a matter of weeks. And throughout the course of doing that, his yard had fallen into a state of disrepair. And he called me, and the guy said, absolutely. And I had all the kids over there weed eating and pulling weeds and raking, and we cleaned up his backyard for him, and he was really grateful. It just kind of gave him one less thing to worry about.
Yeah, we shared that on our, if you're not following the American Legion 221, our Tehachapi branch, we've shared it on our Facebook because it's an important thing, that message to get out there. So try and make sure we do that. But if you see it on our page, make sure you follow what you guys are doing, because you guys are really getting the activity. We're seeing it pick up, the community involvement, all those things you guys have been doing, but now you guys are talking about it. Where in the past you didn't talk about it as much.
No, we didn't. We kind of go about our business and we do it, but by the same token is that I don't want there to be a disconnect where somebody is in need and they don't know who to go to.
Right.
And so that's my hope, is that people will recognize this and you may remember it. And so you have a neighbor or somebody that is in need that needs this, and, we'll go over and we'll take care of it.
Awesome. Your website is post221.org.
Correct.
Simple enough to remember there. And then Keith kind of mentioned the Facebook, but that's at Tehachapi Post 221. So folks can follow and check things out that way digitally.
Yes.
And not only do we go out and help the community, but we also try and have a little bit of fun. So like in June, we're going to go launch rockets.
Nice.
That's our next event, I guess. But just little something for appreciating, for the kids to do, to appreciate the kids and all their help. But, we also do the community outreach.
Yeah, and these kids go out there and I mean, they're doing hard labor out there in the sun, and they do it and they don't grumble about it. They go about their business, and we're proud of them for that. And so we try and take opportunities. We took them out and we did a gun safety program and took them out shooting, and they were able to go and fire a variety of different weapons. And then we took them out and did land navigation course, and we taught them land navigation and compass. And I'm trying to think there was another. Oh, and we did first aid. We trained them all in first aid and CPR. So
great.
Yeah, so we're trying to give them something that's fun to do, that's useful, and we want them to be the young man that we see and grow up the right way, and so we're just trying to influence them.
I know a bunch of adults that could use that training.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Yeah.
All three.
Through that.
Yeah.
Now, is there the best way to contact you? Is it through Facebook, or is it call and leave a message, email? What's the best way to contact?
I would say the email that's on the website.
Yeah, my phone number's on there. I'm usually quick to get back to people regarding whatever it might be. My email is kodavey@gmail.com. And if you have any questions or comments about any of the programs that I've discussed, please reach out to me, and I'm happy to help.
When I place my order for a flag, you want me to email you? Use the email on the website?
The email on the website,
Okay.
one of our adjutant is the one that kind of oversees that, and so he's been very good about responding, and it'd probably get respond to quicker.
Okay.
That's information at post221.org.
There you go.
Information at
Thank you.
post221.org.
Easy enough. All right, guys. Anything else that we want to talk about that we haven't touched on? We covered a lot. I mean, the big is the parade. It begins at 10 a.m. along F Street. Find a space along the curb, bring a chair, sit down, and take it in, and just recognize what this moment is about. That's the message we definitely want to send.
I also wanted to mention is that Four Seasons Blue Star Mothers Group is going to be doing a vigil and a walk starting at 125 East F Street and going over to Freedom Plaza, which is on the main boulevard right there. That is going to be May 21st starting at 7 p.m. going to approximately 8:30 p.m. And they're trying to start this as a new tradition. It goes on in other places, but it's a remembrance for all those people that have served and we lost. And we're just trying to draw that out. I think a lot of people question even the Blue Star mothers because they don't know what some of these things are. But a Blue Star is a family member that has someone actively serving. So if you happen to see that in somebody's car or you see it in their house window, that means that they have a service member who's actively serving. And then there's a Gold Star, which is somebody who has lost a family member.
I've learned like 5 things today.
Yeah.
It's incredible. I see the Blue Star stickers.
And I don't know that many things.
And
so
I
I'm
know,
very
right?
surprised.
But I
Yeah.
see the Blue Star stickers, and I always think, I wonder what rank they are.
Right.
But it's not that.
Right.
Yeah.
And so sometimes if you see somebody that has 2 stars, it's either a general, they have 2 service members that are actively serving.
So did either one of you know that? Be honest.
I knew the Gold Star part. Yeah.
I knew the Gold Star.
The Gold
Yeah.
Star, but
Yeah.
not the Blue Star.
Not the
Yeah.
Blue Star.
Yeah, I'd highly recommend if you do have a service member, son, daughter, brother, sister, whatever, and you want to put a Blue Star, get a hold of the Blue Star mothers here in Tehachapi. For my parents, it was just hey, mom and dad, don't worry, I'll be safe. They won't put me in the middle of the fighting kind of thing. These actually take care of. They support the family members of the people who are deployed. And
So what do you
I
think
can't
if
say
you
enough
just
good
want to
things about them.
support veterans? Would you put an American flag sticker on your car?
Yeah.
Because if you
Yeah.
didn't have a family member for a Blue Star, Gold Star, we have American flags on our cars,
Correct.
but is there another symbol or
that, and we also had God Love Our Vets. We had a bumper sticker that we were handing out.
Mm-hmm.
There's a variety of things that you can do just to show your support for our troops, which it was lost for a long time. And I mean, that's one of the things that we're doing too, is that we support Honor Flight, and they do the breakfast every year. But we've given flights within Kern County. Honor Flight has served to bring veterans back to Washington, D.C. and see the Capitol and the monuments that were created for them that some of them are never able to see. It's been significant, especially with our Vietnam era veterans who, for those people that know history, were treated horribly when they returned to this country. We do everything to try and make sure that they know those of us that appreciate them and their sacrifices and try and make up for how they were treated and let them know. And so I encourage everybody to do that. If you see a gentleman or a lady wearing a Vietnam veteran's hat, then please recognize them, because I can't even begin to tell you how horribly they were treated in this country when they returned. Doing honor flight, it's nice to see them getting something that was long overdue. It was a welcome home.
We've covered a lot, learned a lot, and we really want to encourage people to think about Monday, May 30th, go out onto F Street, be there to support not only our veterans, but the families of our vets. And just let's really take the time to think about what Memorial Day is about, and attend the ceremony at Central Park, which follows the parade. As you said, it's not long, but it's significant.
Yes. I hope that anybody that does come and attend will come away with a new appreciation for why we do these things, why we honor these people, for the traditions that we do. And hopefully I'll come up with some more things to educate everybody.
There you go.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. And then we've got to do this on a much more regular basis than just for Memorial Day.
Yeah.
We've got, you guys are as active as you are in the community. We need to be talking about it on a regular basis.
Well, we need the facility here. I think the sky's the limit, quite frankly. I think you could continue to provide services, opening it to the community, and people coming and going. And first and foremost, the respect. But secondly, you want people to learn and to be part of that history.
Right.
So I'm looking forward to it.
Due to COVID, we were not able to celebrate our centennial. We're hoping that maybe this summer sometime that we're going to be able to do it. If we do that, it'll be widely publicized, and we want the community to come down, because the Legion, the post, belongs to Tehachapi. We're just here and we're servants. We're just trying to provide service to the community and promote Americanism, and I hope that everybody will come down, kids of all ages, and just come down and visit us and open the doors up.
Well, you can count us in.
Thank you.
For sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and thank you for the partnership that I think has really formed. I think, and I'd love to see the action that's been happening at the building as you all have sort of taken that up. But yeah, the last couple of years being able to really partner with the Legion and vice versa has been great. So looking forward to continuing that, moving down the road.
Thank you.
I agree. I appreciate all you guys' support as well. I mean, the city's been fantastic at helping.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate that. I mean, that's what we're here for, is we just want to be supportive. Now, with the building, and now that you guys own the building and you're working on it as time permits, are there things that you need, that there might be a business owner that's out there that wants to support, the American Legion? And are there things that you'd love to hear from a contractor or an HVAC or plumber or someone like that?
How about everybody?
Everybody,
right?
Everybody.
Yeah, every time that we turn around, there's something else that needs to be updated. So we're slowly looking at it, but we're open to donations of any kind, because, as I said, we're a nonprofit. We don't have a budget necessarily, and so everything is based off of what we're able to bring in from donations. And so we take that money and see how it's best going to be used. We're starting to try and become more energy efficient with LED lights. We're trying to get the heating and air conditioning working efficiently, and then hopefully at one point we're going to look at doing some physical upgrades regarding flooring, walls, remodeling the bathrooms, things like that.
So there's lots for the community to do to help assist this new building that you want to benefit the community.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, guys, anything in closing that you want to mention that we didn't talk about?
I think we covered it, but please come out Memorial Day. So, celebrate the people that we've lost.
I appreciate that.
I think we end it right there,
Yep.
Keith. This has been just a great interview. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
I appreciate your time, and not just today, but your service time.
Thank
you. What you're giving back. I mean, you all have friends and families and relatives. You've got your home life, but you're giving back to your colleagues, if you will. So I appreciate all the time. And
if you'd like to order a flag for home or a display, the American Legion has those. It's a fundraiser, and you can email. It was information at post221.org. There you go. And go ahead and place that order. I'm going to do that.
May I give the number for the Equine? Okay, for Equine Empowered Therapy for veterans, it's at no cost to you. If you're interested in doing it, please contact Kristen at 714-912-4361. We want to try and get the word out about that. It's a program that they offer at no cost to the veteran, and you can contact them, especially even if you have a family member. And I actually did it with my wife. They do a couple session session that you can go in couples, or you can do it as an individual. And it was an enjoyable day. I learned something about myself. So I encourage you to contact them.
It's a fantastic program.
Yeah.
If there's anything that we talked about today that you'd like more information on, you can send us an email here at media@TehachapiCityHall.com. We'll make sure we get the information to Dean and Kevin, so that way they can respond to you. We'll repeat anything that you guys need. We appreciate the time that you spend with us. Dean, Kevin, thank you very much for taking the time.
Thank you.
And all the efforts you guys are putting in.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate all you guys. Thank you for your time.
Something that we need to put on our calendars, Monday, May 30th, Memorial Day, 10 a.m. Find a spot on F Street and let's honor our veterans and the families of our vets and those that paid that ultimate sacrifice. We'll catch you again soon here on Tehachapi.
Tehachapi is a conversation about Tehachapi designed for the people who live here or who would like to know more about this mountaintop community. If you have a question you would like answered, email media@TehachapiCityHall.com. We will try to answer it on a future episode of Tehachapi.